Eala arrived at the opening ceremony of the WTA Stuttgart Open, and she did not just show up, she took over. She did not just attend, she commanded. And if you think this is just about tennis, you are already behind. Because this story goes deeper than a tournament, deeper than a ranking, and deeper than a trophy. Stay with me because this one is going to hit. Let's set the scene. The WTA Stuttgart Open, one of the most prestigious stops on the women's tennis circuit. Players, coaches, media, and fashion eyes all converging in one place. The energy is already high. The cameras are already rolling. And then Eala walks in. She stunned the entire WTA world with her iconic presence on that red carpet before the tournament even began. Before a single ball was struck, before a single match was played, before a single point was contested, she walked in and the room shifted. That is the kind of presence we are talking about. The kind that does not need an announcement, does not need an introduction, because the moment she steps into a space, you already know something different is happening. She appeared like a fashion icon, not like someone who got dressed before a tennis event, like someone who understood exactly what the moment called for and then delivered 10 times over. The way she carried herself, composed, deliberate, effortlessly confident, it had everyone paying attention, and we mean everyone. Now, let's talk about the look, because the look deserves its own conversation. Eala stepped out in a brown blazer layered over a clean black top finished with denim jeans. On paper, that sounds simple. In execution, it was perfection. Because fashion is never just about the clothes, it is about the person inside them. And Eala wore that outfit like it was designed specifically for her body, her energy, and her moment. The brown blazer gave her structure and authority. The black top underneath kept it grounded and sharp. The denim brought it back to earth, effortless, youthful, timeless. But the cherry on top, the way she carried it all. Her open hair falling naturally, not overdone, not trying too hard, just free. Her gait, that iconic purposeful unhurried walk that tennis fans already know, but the fashion world is now beginning to study closely. And then that smile, that Eala smile that somehow manages to be warm and powerful at the exact same time. The kind of smile that makes every camera in the room instinctively turn toward her. Everything about that appearance said one thing clearly: she knows exactly who she is. And when you know who you are, you do not need to shout, you just walk in. And if you needed any more evidence that the fashion world already knows who she is, let us take you back to something that happened not too long ago. Prada. Yes, Prada, one of the most iconic luxury fashion houses on the planet, offered Eala a contract to walk the ramp at the Paris fashion show. Let that sink in for a second. Prada came to a tennis player and said, "We want you on our runway in Paris." Not a model, not an actress, a tennis player. Because they saw something in her that goes beyond sport, a magnetism, a visual presence, a cultural identity that fits the Prada world perfectly. And Eala said no. Not because she did not want it, but because she had a tournament to play. She chose tennis. She stayed committed to the court, to the grind, to the process. She did not let the glamour pull her away from her purpose. That decision alone tells you everything about her character. She is not someone who chases the spotlight. She lets the spotlight find her, and it always does. But here is the thing, with her appearance at Stuttgart, she is back on fashion's hotline. That Prada moment opened a door, and even though she did not walk through it then, she never let it close entirely. Because this is not just tennis anymore. This is bigger than that. She is an icon in the making, and she is proving it on every platform available to her. Whether it is packing a stadium wall to wall with fans who came just to see her, or doing the grinding, gritty, relentless work on the tennis court, Eala is fully in, all the way in. But now, with a move like this at Stuttgart, she is calling the fashion world right back, and they are picking up the phone, and they are taking notes. We have seen this before with Eala. Wherever she goes, she brings the attention along with her. That is not an exaggeration. That is a documented, observable, repeatable pattern. She walks into a room, she walks onto a court, she walks onto a red carpet, and the energy in that space changes. The conversations shift, the cameras move, the world pays attention. Look at what she did with Nike. Nike signed her, and she brought them huge visibility, enormous cultural pull, and a demographic of passionate, loyal, emotionally invested fans that brands spend hundreds of millions of dollars trying to reach organically. She delivered that just by being herself, just by showing up and being Eala. And now lifestyle brands are watching. They are watching every appearance, every outfit choice, every red carpet moment, every social media frame. They are sitting in their boardrooms asking the question, how do we get Eala to represent us? How do we align our brand with her image? Because they understand what her presence means for a brand's visibility, credibility, and cultural relevance in markets that matter. Southeast Asia, the Philippines, tennis communities worldwide, and now the crossover fashion audience that she is quietly but powerfully building. Stuttgart just gave them their answer. She is right there, at the intersection, waiting. And this is not new territory for her. Eala has already proven she can build something meaningful and lasting beyond the baseline. The Sampaguita project, her initiative rooted in her Filipino identity, her values, and her desire to create something that outlives trophies and rankings, has been a genuine success. She took something deeply personal, something tied to who she is at her core, and turned it into something that resonated on a global level. That is not luck. That is vision. That is the work of someone who thinks long-term, who builds deliberately, and who understands that legacy is built one intentional move at a time.
The day before my final, or the night before, and my agent sent me over this kind of PDF, and it was the presentation of this Sampaguita project that Nike had made. I was like 2 nights before my match at Wimbledon, and it was so beautiful. It was like the message behind it was great. I felt like it fit me so much.
And now she is going all in on fashion once again. Not as a distraction from tennis, as an extension of who she is, as another lane in which she is going to be exceptional. Because Eala does not do things halfway. When she commits fully. This is actually one of the central reasons Nike signed her in the first place. Nike does not just sign athletes, Nike signs icons. They sign people who transcend sport, who carry cultural weight, who mean something to communities beyond the scoreline. They saw in Eala not just a tennis player with an elite game, but a person whose image, whose story, whose presence could carry a brand forward in markets and communities that are hungry for someone to believe in. But here is what makes Eala different from almost everyone else in her space. Nike wanted 100% of her image rights, a full, total lockdown on her likeness, her brand, her identity. And she said no. She did not give her autonomy away. She understood her own value well enough to protect it. She understood that what she is building is bigger than any single contract, any single brand deal, any single partnership agreement. She kept herself free. She kept herself whole. And that freedom is exactly what allowed her to walk into Stuttgart and own that red carpet the way she did, representing herself, her vision, and nobody else's agenda. So, when you look at Eala stepping out at the Stuttgart Open Opening Ceremony in that brown blazer and those denim jeans, looking every bit the fashion icon she is clearly becoming, understand that there is nothing accidental about it, nothing spontaneous, nothing casual. This is a calculated, intentional, perfectly timed move from someone who understands the game being played off the court just as sharply as the one being played on it. She is appearing at places where fashion and tennis converge. She is doing it on purpose. She is doing it consistently. And it is going to pay off in ways that will make the headlines. The brands are watching. The runways are waiting. The contracts are being drafted. The cameras are already pointed in her direction. They have been for a while now. Eala is not just a tennis player who looks good at events. She is a cultural force, a brand in her own right, and one of the most exciting, dynamic, multi-dimensional athletes in the world right now. And she is just getting started. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit that notification bell, because wherever Eala goes next, we are going to be right there covering every single moment of it. Drop a comment below. Did her Stuttgart look deserve all the attention it got? Because from where we are standing, it absolutely did, and then some. We will see you in the next one.